Once upon a time, in the year 1862, there was a famous writer named Leo Tolstoy. He was 32 years old and about to marry the lovely Sonya Behrs, who was just 18. Before they got married, Leo thought it would be a good idea for them to have no secrets. So he showed her his diaries, which contained stories of his past relationships and other adventures. But when Sonya read his diaries, she felt very upset and angry. She didn't understand why Leo would make her read these things. Their marriage began with a lot of misunderstandings, and this pattern continued for 48 long years. Sonya became Leo's most important helper in his work. She took care of their 8 children and helped him with his famous books like War and Peace and Anna Karenina. They were a rich and famous couple, but when Leo turned 50, he started feeling very unhappy. He didn't like the person he had become and decided to change his life completely. He wanted to live like a simple peasant and help others, and he asked his family to join him. But Sonya and their children were not happy with this idea. They didn't want to give up their comfortable life and all the nice things they had. Sonya thought Leo was being unfair by asking them to change so much, and they argued a lot about it. As time went on, their relationship became more and more difficult, and they both started to see the worst in each other. Even though Leo wanted to live a simple life, he still enjoyed many of the luxuries he was used to. He dressed like a peasant, but he still traveled in fancy train cars and stayed in nice houses when he was sick. And even though he said he would not have any more children, he kept making Sonya pregnant. This made their relationship even more complicated. As the years passed, their arguments became more intense and sometimes even dangerous. Sonya felt like she was losing her mind and even tried to end her life by walking into the snow, but she was saved by a family member. This terrible pattern continued for many years, with Leo and Sonya always fighting and never finding peace. In 1910, Leo decided he couldn't take it anymore and left his family in the middle of the night. He was scared that Sonya would find him and bring him back, but he managed to get away. When Sonya found out, she tried to end her life again by jumping into a pond, but she was saved just in time. She wrote Leo a letter, begging him to come back and promising that she would change her ways. But Leo's taste of freedom didn't last long. News of his escape spread quickly, and everywhere he went, people wanted to talk to him or take his picture. He soon became very sick and had to be taken to a small house near a train station. He was dying, and Sonya came to see him. She wasn't allowed in the room until he was unconscious, and when she finally entered, she knelt beside him and whispered, "Forgive me. Please forgive me." Leo passed away shortly after. A month later, Sonya said, "What happened to me? What came over me? How could I have done it? You know I killed him." Looking at this sad story, we can see that Leo and Sonya's marriage was full of misunderstandings and a lack of empathy for each other. If they had tried to understand each other's feelings and perspectives, their relationship might have been happier and more peaceful. Nowadays, we can learn a lot from this famous couple's story. One important lesson is the value of empathy in relationships. Empathy means trying to understand and share the feelings of another person. If Leo and Sonya had practiced empathy in their marriage, they might have been able to see things from each other's point of view and find ways to resolve their differences. For example, when Leo decided to change his life and live like a peasant, he could have tried to understand Sonya's feelings about giving up their comfortable lifestyle. He could have explained his own reasons for wanting to change, while also understanding that Sonya had her own needs and priorities. By doing this, they might have been able to find a solution that worked for both of them, instead of constantly fighting and hurting each other. On the other hand, Sonya could have tried to understand why Leo was feeling so unhappy and wanting to make such drastic changes in his life. She could have offered her love and support, while also sharing her own concerns about their family's future. By truly listening to each other and trying to understand one another's feelings, they might have been able to find a way to overcome their differences and build a stronger, more loving relationship. This story also teaches us that relationships are not just about the individual people involved, but about the dynamic between them. Sometimes, the way two people interact with each other can bring out the worst in both of them, creating a cycle of misunderstanding and conflict. In order to break this cycle, both people need to be willing to let go of their defenses and open themselves up to understanding and empathizing with their partner. In modern relationships, we can apply these lessons by making an effort to truly listen to our partners and understand their feelings and perspectives. We should also be willing to share our own feelings and needs openly and honestly, without fear of judgment or rejection. By doing this, we can create a more supportive and loving environment in our relationships, where both partners feel valued and understood. In conclusion, the story of Leo Tolstoy and Sonya Behrs serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of empathy and understanding in relationships. By practicing these skills and being open to seeing things from our partner's point of view, we can create healthier and more fulfilling relationships that stand the test of time. So let's take this lesson from the past and apply it to our present-day lives, making sure that our relationships are built on a foundation of empathy, understanding, and love. Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe, like, and share with your friends and family.